The nation's most advanced fleet of weather satellites is about to get an update. Later today, the fourth and final installation of NOAA's GOES-U series will launch from NASA's Kennedy Space Center. We've got NOAA expert Ellen Ramirez. She's live from Cape Canaveral, where GOES-U will launch in just a few hours. We're really close. All right, Ellen, why is the GOES-U mission, why is it so important?
Well, GOES-U will be the newest satellite in NOAA's fleet of operational environmental satellites, delivering observations from 22,000 miles up in space. This is important because this data will feed into the daily weather forecast and will be used for hazards and disasters monitoring and provide that early warning detection.
All right, from Earth weather to space weather, can you tell us about the new instrument for space weather?
I can. There is a new instrument aboard GOES-U that it will become the nation's first operational coronagraph called CCOR-1. And a coronagraph, it monitors the outer layer of the sun's atmosphere. And what we can see is solar flares, mass ejections that can lead into the geomagnetic storms. And when those are directed at Earth, they can disrupt power grids and communication system. So this is very exciting, as this will be the first coronagraph that the nation has on orbit.
Wow, we could have used that just a couple of weeks ago. All right, the new satellite will monitor all types of severe weather. Can you talk about that?
That's correct. This satellite has instrument payload that'll be used to monitor tropical cyclone formation and intensity. It will be used to monitor flash flooding in real time. We'll be able to get information about severe weather leading into tornadic outbreaks. And we'll also be able to do fire and smoke mapping in near real time.
All right, well, I'm glad you mentioned flooding. I mean, all those, we have to deal with all those here in South Central Texas, but flooding, you know, we call this flood alley. When it rains, it doesn't stop sometimes. How can GOES-U, how can that help with predicting floods and monitoring floods?
Well, a lot of that flooding, it comes from tropical systems. So this GOES-U satellite, it will be monitoring in a footprint that extends all the way from the west coast of Africa and the entire North Atlantic basin, including the Gulf of Mexico. And it's a lot of those systems that spin up in the Gulf of Mexico that lead to the inland flooding and those mass amounts of rain. So we'll be able to monitor the generation of those systems in real time.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to that. Okay, here in the morning, sometimes fog can be a real issue here in South Central Texas. And, you know, with traditional satellites, it's kind of hard to really see. How is this new instrument, how is it going to help with fog detection?
Okay, so the GOES-U satellite will have an imager that has specific channels that can detect fog and low stratus. So it's not a true color picture like you'd see with your eyes, but it's a blend of different channels aboard that imager that can give us a picture of where that fog is forming and where it exists.
All right, so we got a new wavelength, I guess that would be. Yeah, new wavelength. Anyway, all right. Hey, thanks, Ellen. We really appreciate it. You've been a lot of help, and thank you for being with us this morning.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
All right, thanks.